Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Daily Beard. I'm Jason Fox, aka Lee Clown's Beard, and today we are discussing the tweet. Brand equity buys you the benefit of the doubt for when you inevitably fail. Because you will fail, either operationally or with your advertising. And you know why? Because you're people. Well, you are not people, hopefully. You are a person. But in general, brands are run by people. Thank goodness. There's still hope that the robots have not completely taken over and are spoon feeding us pablum, although sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. But I digress. Brand equity does many things for your brand. People will buy your product in the absence of more knowledge over a competitor. If your brand has more brand equity. People will remember you more when you're not doing advertising or as much advertising. If you're currently experiencing a down cycle or off cycle for your media buy, because you have good brand equity. And perhaps most importantly, when the company fails, perhaps grandly, brand equity can help smooth things over. I refer, of course, to the great example of Volkswagen. If you're not into cars, you still might have heard of Dieselgate, in which the Volkswagen Group was caught rewriting their software so that their diesel cars would pass emissions tests. But they only passed the emissions test when they were actually undergoing the tests. And in real world situations, they were spewing out all manner of fumes, and not the good kind. Where is Volkswagen today? Well, they're a few billion euros poorer, but they're still currently the second largest automaker on the planet. They keep going back and forth with Toyota. Why is this? Now, I own a Volkswagen. I have owned a Volkswagen for 8 years now, and I had one before that with a brief interlude. Well, not a brief interlude, but with a break with a Subaru before that, because I like small turbocharged cars. But Volkswagen, years and years and years of building brand equity, even if they weren't always building reliable cars. Ask me about some of my recent repair bills. Don't. Please don't. They have great brand equity. Now, did they squander some of that with Dieselgate? Of course they did. But that equity, frankly, may have saved the company. Is that too grand of a statement? I'm sure it is. I'm sure someone has done a much deeper dive into this than I have. Nonetheless, people have fond memories of Volkswagen and the brand. Maybe recent, maybe from the 60s. I don't know. I'm not the research guy. But can you imagine what would have happened if they didn't have their brand equity? Well, they probably wouldn't be the giant corporation they already were, but they also probably would have collapsed under the weight of such stupidity and illegal activities. And they didn't. They failed, and they kept going. Is that a good thing? Usually it is. That's kind of a criminal negligence type of failure, but it was the one that came to mind. Most failures are not of such a litigious variety. I'm Jason Fox. Have a good one.